What is happening, everybody? Hopefully you can hear me. Guys, let me know if you can't hear me. Just say something in the chat. Just let me know. But saying howdy, saying what's up. Happy New Year to all y'all. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys enjoyed the premiere. I figured I'd put all my flights from that plane in one video instead of having it all split up, and hopefully that worked out. It is hat cam, so not everybody likes hat cam, but that's all I got. That's all I'm gonna do when it's just me by myself. So gripe all you want, but that's what it is. It is what it is. So anyway, what is happening with everybody? Um, that is me down in the corner, Mr. Gooniac 33. Not me. That's me. But let me go through and do a roll call. All the people that are here. I see people have been here, and thanks for those of you that hung out for the whole premiere that I had going on there. It was a long video, and I did it like that on purpose because videos are too short. And you don't get to hear or see enough about what's going on. So I figured I'd do one that was a little bit longer. So let's see if I can go back enough and catch people here. So if it'll go all the way back. It did. So it's Mr. Ghost RC. What is happening? Mr. P, who is a member. Thank you for being a member. To be a member, guys, look at the description below. It shows you how to become a member, how to be a supporter through PayPal and other things if you want to. But take a look down there if you want to join. Mr. Ghost RC, what is up? Mr. Pete Lane, what's happening? Jeff in Lower Alabama, howdy howdy. Tim Justins. Dan Lowry, who happens to be a member as well. Thank you, Dan. Snow River, who's a member. What is up, Mr. Snow River? Andy Cho, another member. What's up, Andy? Miss flying out there with you. You need to get out there when you're out there again sometime soon. Once the weather clears, because we've had lots of rain here. Who else? Mr. Juan Smokey De La Garza. Howdy, howdy. Another member. Thank you very much. Mr. Angelo Lopez. Hopefully I'll get out there to fly with you sometime soon. Been a while. Mr. Jeff Roberts, another member. What's up, Jeff? How are you? Mr. Randy Huffins. What's up, Randy? How you doing, buddy? JCB67, what is up? Well, I think that's everybody. Sorry for the screen changes. Yeah, that's what it is. So, like I said, I just wanted to do a little bit of a debrief on the videos the video just that I showed of the videos of that F-22, which was a pleasant surprise. Actually ended up turning out better than I thought it would, which was which is always a welcome thing. But yeah, it turned out really good. But I wanted to put it up there and if there are any questions, so you guys can do that since it's been a while. I'm gonna try to get back to doing my usual weekly live stream, and if I can't, sorry for the video going in and out. If I can't, I'm going to leave bi-weekly. Just because I know everybody's gotten used to me doing these, so we'll see. So if anybody's got any questions, go ahead. But as I've been saying, we've had some pretty bad weather. I mean, it's good for us because we haven't had enough rain. But we're getting lots of rain. Basically, all the rain that we haven't had for the last couple of years, we're getting it now within the next, and that's the way it usually works here in California. It starts with droughts for a couple. Is it better now, or is it still doing it? let's see. Is video still doing in and out, or is it better? Doesn't say I have a bad signal here. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, the rain's been pretty bad. We don't get anything for a long time, and then all of a sudden, I mean, people that live here should know this by now, but, instead of just listening to the news, freaking out when people do that. But basically, this is what happens: we get nothing for a long time, and then within a matter of about 2.5 months, I swear sometimes, within about 2.5 months, we have everything that we've missed in the last however many years. So that's basically at the phase that we are right now. So not as much flying as I'd like to be doing, but I do enjoy the fact that we're getting the rain that we need, that we haven't had for a while. I'm hoping that it doesn't lead to more wildfires this summer, but who knows? We shall see. So let's get to the questions. Craig Bevan, what is happening, my friend? And it says, how much doctoring did you have to do to fit the FMS? So with the FMS fan, it's not much different than the Freewing. The only difference is the lip. Do I have one out? You know what? Let me grab the two so I can show you. So give me a second. Okay, I have to go grab the Freewing. So give me just a second. I'll be right. Okay, well, I thought that I had a Freewing 90 accessible, but it appears that I do not. Now I just put the FMS. Now I don't know where that is. Okay, so there's the FMS. I think this is the 90. Yeah, this is the 90. Okay, this might not be the exact same. Yeah, this is the smaller fan. This is the basically the Viper 90 fan, but the housings are the same. So this one's plastic. The one that is the one that I'm using is the all metal. You know what? I have it. Give me a second. I'm just gonna grab it. Let's see. All right, so this is what it looks like. This is the 8S. So the 8S motor is a little bit different. It's a little bit shorter, but it is the same diameter. Now the cool thing about these EDFs is that they actually have fans built inside. So you can see the outlet here, the holes, but on the inside, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can. You can kind of see there. There's a little inlet in here for on the side of the motor for an actual fan on the inside. So right up in here, right in there, there's a slot for a fan that pulls air in, and then it goes out here to keep it cool on the inside. So this is what it looks like. Now, the difference between this EDF and the Freewing EDF, this is a little bit longer, and it has these vanes, the stators here. The Freewing is, these aren't as pronounced, they're a little bit less, and this is shorter. So now what I like about the FMS is the inlet. The further you set the fan in the housing, the smoother the air is going to be going through. So that's why these are so quiet. I don't know if you guys noticed that in the video, but that fan was incredibly quiet, which is a good sign. You know, as cool as it is hearing that whoosh sound, that's actually turbulent air. So actually, I'll compare these two motors. So this is the same that's in the Viper, and then this is the one that I'm using. So this one's actually higher kV. This is 1950 kV, but the motor's smaller. So that means it's going to be slightly higher amp draw and slightly less RPM because it's got more spinning. But these are cool too, but you can see the fans a little better on this. There's the intake there, and there's actually a slot on the inside for another part. This one's cool because it actually has a little fan inside. You can see it spinning. So that extra whistle you hear is actually the fan in the fan. So as I was saying, the difference between the two is the length of the housing for Freewing. Length of the housing, the Freewing, this is also further forward. The lip is a little different. So to get it in, all I had to do was a little bit of Dremel work on this area and the fan, a little bit up on top on the cover, and then I had to make a change here on the lip. So it wasn't really all that hard. Now, like planes like the F-15, there's no modification needed at all. This just drops in. Now the next plane that I put this in, it looks just like this, but it's going to be the 6S version. This is an 8S. I'm going to put this in the F-15 next, because the motor that's in the F-22 was actually in the F-15. But I wanted to see how it worked in the other plane. So I hope that answers your question, Craig. It might have been long and drawn out, but that was explaining what I was doing. Need to go back and see. So yeah, I've got a few fans. JCV67, did you see the video I posted? Because I went over that twice. I don't have a series connector with me now because I left it in the plane. But I can explain how it works. So the series connector, it's set up to make those two batteries work together. The most important part of that whole connection is this. This is an ESC. This is not, I don't have a series connector right here, but I can show you how it works. So the series connector all connects to this, all right? Now the series connector will have two other connections. It will have two EC5s, one that will be connected by like one going from positive to negative, and then the other two, one will go to the negative and the other one will go to the positive. So when I say connect the battery that's on the negative side, there are two EC5s that will be at the end of this. There's an EC5 that will be over here and an EC5 that'll be here, and there will be like a little U in the middle. See how this is a negative? There's an EC5 that will connect to this. That's the battery that's on the negative side. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, Jeff, I have a few fans. Believe it or not, I got rid of quite a few when I did the giveaway. But yeah, I still got lots of fans. I have actually a paper bag full of them and a couple drawers full of them. So um, let's see what else. What's up, Ricky Thrower? How you doing, Ricky? Wild Bill, what is happening? I'm trying to catch up, Mr. Slapnuts. I'm not gonna go there on stream, Mr. Slapnuts. Um, when you have big hands, everything's small. Anyway, if anybody else said anything here, what's Wreck 'em Roy? What's up? What the heck? What's doing all the skeet on the screen? What the hell, Slapnuts? All right, so Jeff Roberts, yes, that's the next video I'm going to be posting. I don't know what you're saying there. X580, X5X7. Oh, you mean yeah. So as far as that fan goes, um, I don't think it's had a lot of good feedback. I didn't really like it. It was not what I expected. The new 1900 kV FMS actually is better, more thrust, or the Freewing 2210 kV is a better setup. So I didn't care for it. The motor it just didn't spin as fast as I thought it would. So, let's see. Oh, so hey, you installed the fan. How'd it go? Hope everything went good. Mr. JSRC, yeah. So the 80 millimeter E-flite fire release fit any other models besides their 80 millimeters. So you just got to tell me which one. Basically, I make burners for almost all the popular planes out there right now, with the exception of Outrunner stuff. The older Freewing and FMS Outrunners, yes, because of their covering on the back. But just let me know which one. I'll leave it to Jameson. You know it's about RC Satan. I'm going to try the new Freewing. If they're good, I'm going to say they're good. I hope they are. I don't have a whole lot of faith that they will be, just because of what I've seen them do in the past. From what I saw in that video of them flying the new what do you call it, Eurofighter, it looked pretty good. So we'll see. I'll give them a try. I'll try them out. If they work, I'm gonna say they good. But what I'm liking about the FMS is basically that they underrate these. So this is a 1500 kV 4075 motor made for 8S. But this setup is capable of doing 10S. If you're good on the throttle, it will do it. It will dry slightly high amps, but the motor will not suffer at all. It's got this fan, so it works pretty good. The Freewing fans, there are some Freewings that will do it. So the Freewing, and this is again, I'm not going to take this info for myself, because Garfield Houston is the guy who did the research. So Garfield gets all the credit. That's who I said in the video. Garfield's the one who did the actual testing, and he said that he shows videos and he shows actual watt meter readings of these things on the bench and then in the air. He does the the Freewing fan, the 9-blade Inrunner 80 millimeter. He puts those on 8S, and they actually work really well. So, it's just a matter of somebody wanting to try stuff out. If the 9-blade, if you're able to get more RPMs out of that 9-blade, that could probably work pretty good too. So I'm up to say anything's good if it's good. The X-Fly was actually really good for what it was. I still have two. X-Flies in service right now. I'm gonna change them because I want to put the new 80 millimeter in. But the X-Flies have done good, especially the one in the E-flite F-18. So I'm hoping that the E-flite F-18 will fly even better with the new FMS fan in it. But the X-Fly's done really good for what it is. The only thing I dislike is the fact that it is too small of a motor. They could, if they had the KV high, it needs to be a bigger motor. They have the KV at 2200. If they had that motor in a 36 millimeter size at 2200 kV, that would be a much better setup because it would work more. Wouldn't be working as hard. And yes, Hamilton, he does. He has the time and the time to do the research. He's flown several planes on FMS and Freewing fans with 8S, 7S. He's flown the new FMS 2000 kV 80 millimeter on 7S, which I actually plan on doing. But I don't think he ever did the 1850 like I just did. So yeah, but he's done the work. So let's see. Here's Wild Bill buying an Outrunner for balsa plane. So it depends on the size of the plane and what you want to do. Just remember the lower KV, it will actually do more work, which means you can get a bigger prop with more pitch. So you might have low RPM, but you'll actually be able to move more air. But it depends on what you're going to do with the plane. I always tend to think that lower KV and higher cell count is a much better way to go. But it all depends. So yeah, and yeah, Jameson, you're right. Let me see this. I like seeing that FMS and Freewing are both doing things more 90 millimeter oriented, especially with 8S. Now, the FMS ESCs are actually 8S capable. Some of the ones that are for the 90 mil. That's what I dislike about this USA market, because the ones from the world market have 8S setup, have an 8S capable ESC installed, like in the Viper from FMS. So, but yeah, having all these options is a good thing. I'm liking the 8S ESCs. I didn't talk much about the ESC that I was using in the F-22. So this is kind of funny because it's a fan that, an ESC that's cheap. When I first started with the 90 millimeter, I had an F-15, and I decided to I had a friend who was selling stuff on eBay, so I figured I'd try one of the ESCs that they had, and it was just real fat. thick ESC didn't cost that much. Should have been an indicator right there. But I put that in the F-15, put a fan in there, and I flew it, and I'd get about 30 seconds, and the ESC would quit, and I'd have to dead stick. So I said there has to be because they were actually having problems with the what do they call it? That other ESC, I can't remember. They're having an issues with this other ESC that was considered a budget ESC. So I'm like, you know what? That's I gotta find something else. So I looked up the red brick 200 amp from Hobby King, and I got that in my F-15 back in 2016. And I still am using that ESC to this day. It has given me no problems. I haven't had to change it. I haven't had to do anything. It's worked wonderful. So that's what 6, 7 years old, and I've put over 200 amps through it with no issues. So I use the I think it's like a $40 ESC. I don't know if they've gone up in price, but they work really good, and they're capable of 7S. So the whole point in me going to 7S was because I had an ESC that was capable of it, and it didn't require me having to change it. So and Hamilton's Hangar, the F-22, it is fast. I don't know how fast, but it is fast. The cool thing is I can cut back to half throttle and it's still moving, which is really good. That last part of the video showed that, but the thing moves. And then once, the crazy thing about the F-22, it doesn't have that great ducting. So once you get some speed, then it actually starts working better. So if you do one pass, do a high-speed pass, and then pull up, you'll get a certain amount of height. Turn back around, conserve that energy, and go by on another fast pass. The next time you go up, you'll gain probably 200 or 300 more feet than you did before. And then it just keeps doing it. You can't stay full throttle the whole time, and you've got to meter the throttle. But that right there tells you that the ducting's not that great. But once you get the ram air, it actually helps. So yeah, the 8S setup in the F-22 is good. Try a couple different fans just to see. From what I've seen, the 8S from Freewing actually pulls more than the 8S from FMS, but it does work. The 8S is easy too. I think you can just spend a little bit more money and you get that installed stock, which is good. So I'm not gonna worry. I fiddle, so I like fiddling and figuring out things that haven't been done. I mean, I don't think I've seen anybody with a 7S F-22. I was one of the first to do a 6S that was flying faster than 8S. So it's just been cool. And yeah, take a look at Hamilton. I've seen it. I commented on that video. It's that thing's screaming, and I've seen a few people have. The only problem is it's the ducting. The ducting is not that good. And there's a lot of turbine versions of the F-22 as well. So let's see what else. So I'm not going to go crazy long today because I had that long premiere, and I appreciate you guys that watched the premiere. So what are you guys talking about for Roy? No, you shouldn't do an 80. Oh, either a 100 amp bare minimum, depending. If you have the 90 millimeter 1850 kV, that pulls 106 amps. So yes, you could get away with 100, no problem. But let's put that up there. You should have a 120 or 130, just to be safe. Believe it or not, this fan draws more than this fan simply because of the difference in motors. This spins higher RPM, but this draws a little bit more amps, but it is considerably lighter. So just depends on how you want to look at it. You'll probably get quite a few more RPMs with this guy than you will with this one. and this will draw more amps. So if you're going to use this fan, 100 amp ESC would be fine, no problem, because it pulls 106 peak. So I think that with that extra cell, I'm probably pulling a little under 120, which is not bad considering, and I don't need full throttle for that long, and that's not really hard on batteries. So, 'tis good. Let's see what else is going on. So which fan are you talking about, Roy? Because any of the 90mm Outrunners, I mean, it depends on the brand. Freewing Outrunners 90 Outrunners will be pulling anywhere from 100 to 110. But anyway, throw out some more questions if y'all got questions, because we're not gonna keep this going for too long. I'll cut it down reasonable time today. So where are you hooking up those? You mean where am I getting them? Because I can show you. Get that. Hold up, I'll just post the link here in the description. I mean, not description, I'll put the link in the chat. Right. Almost there, give me a second. So take a look here. I'm going to post it in the chat so you guys can see it. So take a look on that page. It'll show you all the fans, but I'll give you each individual one. This is the 90. Now there's a pull down menu here. So once I give you this link, be sure to click the pull down menu. Show you where. Oh, okay. So Reckham Roy, yes, 100 amp will work fine for what you're doing. On that link that I just posted for the FMS, there's 3 different fans listed. There's the 6S 3670 1950, which is the Viper fan, the ones from the E-flite Viper. Then the next one, which is the 6S Metal 4068 1850 kV, that's the motor that I used in the F-22, and I'll be using that same motor in the F-15 when I get to it. So that's the one. The one for the 1950 is only $81. The one that it's more expensive now. It was cheaper when I bought it, but it's 110, which is still pretty cheap. That's considerably cheaper than anything Freewing has. It's 120 for the 8S. So take a look. Just look at that link, and be sure to look at the menu. So yeah. And yes, and that's what I said in the video, Ricky. Hold on. So, Craig, those are the links. Hope you can see them. Jameson, no, I did not see the ESC, Eurofighter yet. I have to take a look. I've been watching the videos that come out. Thing looks pretty good. It flies good. And they're flying it down there in Florida. I think Wes is flying it. So Ricky Thrower is right, and this is one of the things that I made sure to say in the video. I said it a couple times, and I got this. I'll give a shout out to Ricky. I just posted the name. Ricky's the one who told me about this. This UBEC. I actually talked to Ricky, and then I got another confirmation from Frank. So the HV. Okay, there's 2 ways. The ESC that I'm using will do up to 7S. It's the red brick. It will do up to 7S with no issues. But if you want to try another ESC, you'll have to do one that's an HV that will do 6S up to whatever. There's several different options. FMS sells them. You can get a Smart ESC that does it. Castle sells them. But you'll have to get an HV ESC and an HV UBEC, that's what I was talking about Ricky. Ricky gave me the recommendation for that. I got a YEP, high voltage UBEC. The 200 amp red brick does come with an internal internal. They call it a UBEC. It always worked for me. I never had issues, but I never trust internals. I always go to externals. But yes, Ricky's right. You need an HV or a 7S capable. So with me, I wanted to keep my stuff at 6S. I have a whole bunch of red brick ESCs because I got them when they were on sale. I had one in my in my MiG-21, and I'm actually, if I get a MiG-21 again, I'll put one in there and then I'll run it on 7S with the 80 millimeter. That should be cool. So. Okay, so let me. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Hopefully they're gonna do. Hopefully they're gonna do that here at Jameson. Eventually, we'll be able to get those. And yes, reverse. They have reverse. Smart ESCs are hobby wings too. They just put their own proprietary stuff in there. So I'm curious now. I'm gonna go look at Ocean. See what if they show the ESCs for the new Eurofighter. Because I am curious. Very curious to see here. So let me first look at the regular PNP. I'm not going to share the screen here. I'm just going to do it myself. Click spare parts. Give me a second for the chat, guys. I'll get back to it. So yeah, they say video pictures coming soon. Pictures coming soon. Everything's sold out. There are no. So it says a Freewing 120 amp ESC with 8 amp BEC and thrust reverse. Okay. That's for the. It says out of stock. Connectors EC5. So let's look at the 8S. Same ones. Let's see. Parts. Oh yeah, so it looks so. That's what you're. Okay, I see what you're saying now, Jameson. They're using the same one. So maybe it's an ESC that's capable of both, because it doesn't show any differentiation here. So maybe you're right. Cool. So, but yeah, so the hobby wing is used by lots of people. They just rebadge them. So a lot of the hobby wing ESCs are actually rebadged as what do they call them? Plush. Those are actually hobby wings. There are a couple other Predators that are hobby wings. But yeah, and they say reverse too. So you're right. I see what you're saying now. So let's see what else. So anybody else? Has anybody put that new Eurofighter on reserve? Anybody done that? Oh, okay. So Jameson, that's cool. I like that. Okay, so Jameson just confirmed that. Let me put that up there. So Tom confirmed that the 6S, that's the way they should have done it all along. So that's really cool that they did that. So all you have to do is upgrade the motor. You don't have to upgrade the fan, the ESC, and the motor. So if you want to upgrade, all you have to do is just change the fan. That's good. And if it's a 120, that means that the setup must not be pulling that much more. Cool. And you're welcome, Craig. Hope that helps. You got any other questions, just let me know. What time is it now? So we'll get going here in a little bit. But so yeah, Jameson, I'm interested to see what that thing does. I need to look up those other fans too that you were talking about. Let me go to RC Castle and I'll type those in. Because I do want to try those fans. I don't know if Motion RC, I don't think they're selling them yet, but they will. And also, guys, I plan on doing I've already started working on the video for the T7A, which I got flying this weekend. Flew really good. Now, here's the thing, though. I did not use the stock fan. I used the yeah, there it is. I used the FMS fan in it, of course. RC Jesus. No, but I use the FMS 36 millimeter motor, 2000 kV fan, because that's the one that I wanted. Oh, okay. So here, this is that same ESC. All right. So this is what Jameson Clark was talking about. I'm going to post it in there. You can see. They don't show pictures on Motion RC's site. So I'm going to show pictures of the fan and the ESC from RC Castle. Here, so he says, here, listen. Two of them at least. Okay, do they show pictures? Do they show pictures there as well? Because if they do, then I'll look from there. But the one that I just posted is the 12-blade combo for 6S high speed, which is the ESC with reverse, and then the new fan, which is what kV? 1750 kV, 4068. And this ESC has an 8 amp BEC built in. So it's pretty good. 4.4 kgs of thrust at 120 amps. So that should be fairly decent. So then that's 1750 for the 6S. And then here's the 8S. Well, let me go on with the ESC. Yeah, so here's the one with the this is the 8S. And they're using the older ESC. They're not using that same ESC. I don't the older one or the newer? Oh, it says V2. Oh, take a look at this one. So yeah, that's cool. Good to see. So thanks for sharing that, Jameson. I didn't totally get what you were saying, but I do now. Thanks for posting it. But I just shared the link too. That's to RC Castle. If Motion has it, I'll have to look there later. But as I was saying, I've got the yeah, this is the older 150 HVSC. But the newer one seems to be a little different. But I'm going to be posting pictures, videos of the T7's maiden flights. I got one. Basically, each flight was with a different pack. The first flight was with a 40C 5000. Second flight was with a 60C 5200, and then the third flight was with a so-called 100C 7200. I don't think it's 100C, but it still works really well. The plane didn't fly any different. Probably flew faster. It did fly a little faster with the 7200, but plane flew great. I'll do the same sort of video that I did for the F-22 setup, but I already started working on it. I now have a phone capable of editing videos, so I'm gonna take full advantage of that. Just don't have an actual dedicated cameraman, so I'm just gonna use hat cam as best I can. But I did some fairly close passes, so that helps. But anyway. See what else is going on. That's pretty much all I've got going on for today. Just got some more videos to post. I have the videos. I kind of did things in reverse. I have videos of the F-22 flying on that same fan with 6S. I just haven't published them yet. So I'll do that in reverse. So those will get published next individually. But as you can see, that worked pretty good. For those of you that didn't see it, take a look in the description and it will. Okay, Snow River. I saw it the first time. Just skipped. The yak. It's still in its box. Haven't had time. I need to. And I know Nate's going to rib me about it, but I put together a whole bunch of other planes and set them aside. So I've got the little P-51 that's been put together, the FMS, the PC-21, the JS-39, the 70. There's a few things that have been put together. That one is the last one that needs to be put together. I have motors and other stuff for the D-18. I have to fly it as it is stock, and then I also have to put some. Wanted to do lights, just haven't had enough time to do anything. And we had a big accident at work that ended up throwing everything off. So now we're in some weird stand down. So work's been weird, and we have a generator and compressor running 24/7 that I've had to support. I worked 9 days straight feeding those giants, and then they're still going. The investigation can go for up to 45 days. So with it raining, I don't care. But as soon as that rain goes away, if I get a chance, I'm gonna go fly. Dang it. But yes, the those little FMS racers are cool, and I have new motors for mine too. So and yes, there will be lights everywhere on the D18. It's going to be loaded. I have it here. I pulled it back apart so I could get some stuff on it, but I've got things to go in there. So the one that I used to have the Strega back in the days. Oh, you're talking about the Yak. Oh yeah, the Red Racer. Okay, yeah. So I got a bigger motor for that too. I have a couple motors, a couple different motors. I can't remember what motor the slower Yak has in it. But so what I think the only thing that needs to change on those planes are the props that they chose. Red Racer, yeah. I think that they need to change the props that they chose were the wrong ones. The one for the green plane, that prop is okay, but you could go up in diameter easy because that motor is barely even doesn't even warm up. The 16, they've put way too conservative a prop on the Red Racer. You could go up in size and pitch and not stress the motor. Definitely something worth looking into because it's with a plane like that spinning lower RPMs, you want to have more pitch and bigger diameter. So I do not, simply because I don't like having things near a spinning outrunner. There are ways to do it, and I have done it, but I want it to be as far away from that motor as possible and also keep from restricting thrust. So there are ways to do it without doing that. The very first afterburner that I put in a jet was back in 2011, and I put it in a 50 millimeter L39, and it was just an LED strip, and it worked really good. So I think you could probably do that you could put 2 strips. Yeah, you could probably put 2 strips in the 64 F-18. Requires a little bit of work, but not that much. I can do it. I know it can be done. If you're willing to do some custom work, yeah, I can do it. So you can just PM me. Mr. Smokey De La Garza, and I can help you out. It's not going to be the simple connect to motor. It's going to require a little bit more work, but it will be worth it. And yeah. So yeah, Tim Juice, yeah, that should be a good motor. Leopard makes really good motors. I have some. What do they call them? Bigfoot, not Bigfoot. No, what do they call them? They're called. But I have a couple of the green motors that are actually pretty good. I have a 460 kV FMS, which I think would probably work in that plane. But yeah, so I mess with props, and all you have to do is look at the battery when they're so with prop planes, they will always pull more amps on the ground than they will in the air because they unload in the air. EDFs don't do that, but props do. So if you're within spec on the ground, once you're in the air, it's going to get even better. So my rule of thumb is this: if you run up a plane on the ground with this fully charged battery and go to full throttle on the ground, the battery should not drop below 3.7 volts per cell. Anything above that is good. Anything below that, not so good. But if it's a prop plane, if it's like 3.6 on the ground, in the air, it's going to unload. It'll be like 3.75, which is okay. But the higher you can go, that's better because you get more RPMs from the thrust. Basically, when you see the voltage go down below 3.7, that means that there's a lot of amps. You're just making heat. Oh. And yeah, I have seen. Actually, somebody just posted a video. I posted pictures of one of the 50mm planes. They're getting ready to launch it, and it literally blew apart the bell on the outrunner, and it shattered on the inside of the plane. So yeah, Tim, that's about right. You just go up in pitch and diameter, and as long as the voltage is good on the ground, in the air, it'll be even better. So yeah, so guys, that's pretty much it for the night. Thanks for being here for the premiere and also being here for the show. But that's pretty much it, and I am looking forward to talking to you guys another time. Hopefully, I'll be able to do a live stream from the field here once the weather clears up a little bit, if it clears up. But we've got to get this rain out of our system, and then hopefully I can get back to flying. But let me get going. Thank you all for being here. We've dropped below 20, and that's usually my indication that it is time to go. So I'll leave the chat up for a little bit, but thanks to y'all, and I will be posting more videos, and hopefully you guys will be able to watch. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you much. Adios.